5. Welcome back to another episode of Femme Queen Crazy.
Sexy.
Cool.
What's up, ladies?
We
back like we never left.
Right.
Time went by really quick though.
Yeah.
Is it?
It
think
felt
so?
like it. I feel like we were just talking about we need to hurry up and get back in.
But there was
We
the
be
moment
talking.
of that. That was the
I
moment.
wish we had cameras with us when we be talking, because we be talking.
Yeah.
You know, especially, remember we really was talking in Germany. We was
Yes.
in your hotel room.
For hours.
For hours.
They was like, y'all gotta come inside.
Yeah.
Oh, outside. We went from inside to downstairs to outside to
But-
walking. Didn't we walk?
Yeah, we even went. But here's the thing, like, oh my God, they drew us so close together, I think.
I did. I
needed
really
that.
enjoyed that trip. Shout out to, them for bringing us out to Germany. That was
Georgina
like,
and the
Georgina,
house
yes,
of
Georgina.
Saint Laurent.
Yes.
By the
By the time
time-
this is out, happy birthday, Georgina.
Happy
Yes.
birthday.
Happy birthday, beautiful.
And Asia, your birthday.
20.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
happy
It's my
birthday.
birthday. Yes.
So y'all should be
tomorrow.
commenting happy birthday, happy
Yes.
belated birthday to Asia. By the time
Yes.
this drop, we need to see it in the comments.
Happy
Yes.
birthday to
Put that lion sign. We
Leo.
roar.
Raw energy. But yeah, we had a good time out there. It was like summer. I do feel like that just drew us closer
Yeah.
as well. Because it was a really good time. I had a great time with y'all.
Because I
Yeah,
couldn't
me
really
too.
stand y'all in the beginning.
You can stand up, speak up, bitch. Say it with your chest. You
We did say we were gonna be a little raw.
Are we going deep in the mud or?
In the mud.
Bitch,
We went in the mud.
hold up. We got the icon.
Oh,
Pioneer.
The Historia, the pioneer, the boy. Like this moment, I kept telling myself today, I didn't want to get sisters in because this lady has inspired me in so many ways. Like coming in the ballroom scene as such a young girl and looking at her, and shout out to her. That's why I want my big hair today. Because Tracy used to carry the big hair. But like just to see how regal and poised and
Poised. Oh my
classy,
gosh, yes.
never was in the
Yes.
drama, just came and did her thing. And then to be one of our first runway models, like just so much. And even for me, the 360 moment when she got her just due and her flowers and it came back around with the Miss Clairol and all those things, like it made me want to go after my dream. So
Yeah.
I can't wait to have Tracey Africa on this couch.
Me too. Oh my
kicking off the
God.
season. with
We had to.
Kicking
That was
it off
perfect.
with the boob.
We have to. Yes.
Speaking of that, in our promo, like the promo, that promo, I was thinking about the promo after we did our promo and how your only competition is you.
Yeah, yes.
Like we ain't trying to compete with nobody.
Why you think? Why you think?
No, you ain't
that.
that. Like
No
our only
shade.
Yes.
competition.
It's deep.
Like
Yes, it's not each other. It's not. It's no
No.
one else but yourself. Sometimes we get so
Yes.
in our mind, and this whole, like, just where I'm at mentally, it just everything just comes full circle. From the fact that I'm sitting here about to share space and interview such an icon, a regal, a poised lady. That's in front. It's just a full circle. That's a blessing to know that I now get to sit in front of this lady and just interview and hear her story in person. That just means a lot. I got so emotional just when she walked in a room. I was just like, oh my! I just felt so blessed and honored.
And it was like we made that eye contact for a quick
Yes.
moment, and it settled in. Like the realization that we foster a place where we
Nothing
get
else
to
mattered.
bring our people to share their stories, where we can show them that we reached beyond the statistic number that they say we can exist.
Yeah.
This is evidence and proof that we have long life, that we can be successful, that we can live and walk in our truth.
Absolutely. Let's take a cheers. Just cheers to that.
Should we cheers to that?
Should we
Two
cheers
shots
to a
of
new
Henny.
season? Cheers to
Maybe
Tracy
I need a little Henny
Africa.
to unloose. Maybe.
I don't need no Henny, but
She got a dab in there.
She got a little dab on the low.
I don't got no Henny.
To season 5.
Season 5.
Shout out to everyone.
Honey. So what y'all been doing? What's up?
Well, Should we start?
Exterminator. No,
First of all,
Congratulations.
congratulations
Oh.
to you.
it's a lot.
But you, I
Wait,
don't know when it. I don't know. You know.
What was the-
I don't know when it's gonna come out. I don't know when. I don't know.
Oh no.
Yeah, but thank you for something.
Something.
But
Invitation.
we'll tell you when it. We'll tell you. But congratulations to you, director.
Yes. I'm excited. You know, I get to turn my passion into purpose. You know what I'm saying? And my passion into policy and vision into manifestation of what it looks like for us to have access to equity, healthcare, and housing that we rightfully deserve. So, I mean, I've always been in policy and doing it. It felt great to be back. Shouts to the community for welcoming me back. I'm ready. I'm just ready to like stand in the gap and raise our voices and center the voices of those who matter the most, so we could continue to hold on to what we have. So yeah, it's important.
Yeah.
We're gonna need each other now more than ever, especially in this current
Absolutely.
administration.
Yes,
They
we are.
refuse to
Yes,
see
yes.
our humanity. So we're gonna show you.
But they gagging because a lot of things he tried to do is not being done.
He's
Yeah.
fighting now. He
He's
did some
fighting.
shit. Dude.
He did do
did
some
some
things,
stuff,
but-
though. Like,
But
I'm scared.
What about what he's doing in DC right now?
Yeah.
So
That's
the reality.
crazy. We kept saying it ain't at our door. Like everybody kept saying, it's not us. It's not
I didn't
us.
say that.
No, I didn't say you, but
No.
I thought you might have said a little bit of that.
I never said. I said we got to start healing because I already know it's coming.
But you said just say our
I'm about to
fight.
heal.
Did you say this wasn't our fight?
Who?
Did you ever say that?
No. I
when
never.
they-
What
With the
fight?
whole ICE situation and stuff.
I never said that wasn't our fight.
Oh, okay. I
So
don't
all
remember
y'all have to
somebody was saying.
all y'all have to do is go back
Rewind
to
the
season
tape.
4
Rewind
and
the tape.
recap.
We actually had that
And do a
conversation on the
fact
phone, so
check.
you wasn't
We
even
go-
here.
We're gonna go rewind it back. Let's see what was
Fact check.
Who's on the
said.
phone?
Because I've been saying for a long time that we all need to get on board. Like now they're coming for gay marriage, and now everybody is like, oh my God, when it was a trans issue, it was kind of siloed to that's their issue. Now everyone is waking up to the fact that this is a reality that exists for both of us. We're all in danger, all of us. And for me, what they're doing in DC, they're testing to see what they can do here. Right now, we live in a city that celebrates us and fights for us. However, you know, we have to be ready for the fight that's what's ahead, because they're definitely testing the waters. And this, I foresee them trying those things here. My thing is, are we ready?
And they put black people, if you do, they keep putting black people as the face of it now. First it was ICE with the Hispanics, and now that they have the National Guard and everything in DC, they're
targeting
actually
black
putting,
communities.
yes, they're going and they're arresting the black people, like so that,
That was
you know,
the big goal.
yeah.
It's
But
coming.
anyway.
Get ready for a revolution.
Get ready. The revolution will not be televised. Well, maybe it
you're like,
will.
I just, I stand by everything that I say and everything I said previously. I really think, like why we always still surprised that people who have shown us who they are, why we always acting like it's far-fetched. We're always confused, or they've been coming for us. We've always been the ultimate goal, in my opinion. And I felt like proven history that was always the case, and continuously. We just see things in a different way now. It's not like that. It's not behind it. We're not picking things. We're doing other things. We're stranded on social media all day. We're beating each other. Like, it's certain things like how they formulated everything. We're now walking in line, and then now they're trying to get us back in line, in my opinion.
And it's a culture of darkness. It's just like
It's
a
real
lot
dark.
of different things have dark energy now. Like, and people are just being emboldened to just say the negative things they've always held
Yeah.
act out in any way they want to. Like, so much stuff is taking over. Like, even with our social media, it seems like people are gravitating more towards violence, degradation, calamity. But when it's something positive, like, it rarely gets celebrated or media coverage. So right now, I think, like, even with this platform, we get to change those narratives, what people feel and see about us. So that's why, like, I'm so happy that we back with season 5, more than you can even imagine.
Yeah, me too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, and shout out to the icon, Tyra Montana Ebony. She reached out to me and she wanted to collab with me. and she came with a part of Right Look, like we did a collaboration.
Yes.
I would love to get Tara on here too.
Yes, I would love
Yes,
that.
another fashion icon.
Type shit. Don't forget, like, comment, and subscribe. You're watching Femme Queen Crazy, Sexy, Cool.
So, oh, you know what? Speaking about all of this, right? Do you guys watch Dollhouse?
Yes, I
You
do.
said, okay.
Yeah.
Probably don't watch. What y'all think about that? Like, I see that people have so much to say about Dollhouse and feel like, you know, exploiting the girls and why the girls on there acting like this. But if you watch Now That's TV, that is what that platform is. They fights down the women, the cis women, the men, the gay men, everybody on there. That's what that whole platform is for. And I see a lot of people are like saying that they won't support it and, you know, all these things. How do y'all feel about that?
I think you should subscribe to the things that you desire to watch. I feel like it is for me. I think they have WWE. I was kidding with my friend. I was like, they have WWE. What's wrong with that? But my thing with the issue is, it's like they're beating each other so badly. Like, it's coming from a pure of hate. Like I don't get it. But it's a lot of dark. Like you said, it's a lot of darkness around. You gotta run from the darkness. You have to.
Like, you can't tell a person, like, you know, if they want to shine, like, you know, some of them girls I know, I believe, no, you can say it, but I believe that some of those girls went on there because, like, there's girls who are rappers on there and stuff, and you can't tell a person who really wants the spotlight or shine how to go about getting it. If that's what they really feel is going to elevate them
Has
or
that
whatever.
worked?
I don't know. I don't know.
I just think that, like, at least value yourself more.
Yeah, we should
Get licensed, get your own lawyer, like, contracts, make sure the money is
y'all ain't making that much to
more.
be getting beat up like that, to be like fighting like to get. And some people just got new facial films on there, and so I wish I
The girl
would
was
go somewhere to
bloody.
get my work
It's
beaten
blood
like
in there.
that.
A doll would never be around blood.
How you doing? So they to do.
I'm just saying.
What you feel, Tad?
Oh, hey.
I'm just saying. No shade, respectfully.
I'm just saying, honestly, like, y'all already know my stance on it. I just think that it paints us in a negative way. But who am I to actually police, what people say? I'm just saying, with so much negative imagery around us, why do we continue to, like, let people exploit us for their entertainment? Like, that's the only time they will gravitate for us, is if, like, the history of being a performer on stage, and if this is what you choose to do in this time, like, I have to hold space for all of that. Like, their life is important to me just like anybody else, but do I support that? No, and I get to pick and choose what I support. I just don't agree with exposing ourselves in that way and giving people the fodder to use against us, to say, look at these animals, look how they treat each other. You got girls taking off each other's wigs, like, really, like,
They call us animals no matter what.
emasculating ourselves for what? For entertaining. Like, the girls is walking around with, like, brocky arms and, like, all types of stuff. And I may not be the softest girl in the room, but I'm just saying, like, the image that comes across the screen, they're misgendering each other, they're reading each other. So then we can't be mad if we're teaching.
But there are girls who are like that, though.
But we can't be mad if we're teaching people how to respond to us, and then we have these nuanced conversations around identity, and I'm a woman and I'm this, but then y'all out there disrespecting each other.
No, but what that got to do with you not respecting me? Excuse me? What I'm doing online should not dictate.
I'm just saying, but you leave.
They have
That's
women on there
oppression.
that are fighting
That's oppression.
So here's the thing.
That's a lot of oppression.
It's oppression.
It is.
We know that oppression exists. We know that people have these ideas about us. We can joke about it. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that it gives the people who already inherently feel that way permission to say it even more louder. And we don't have to support that narrative. That's why we shift those narratives. Shouts to all the girls on Now That's TV. Do what you want to do, but I'm just not a supporter.
Yeah,
I get it.
Like you said, I want the girls to want more for themselves.
Yeah, definitely.
Or whatever, but
Who am
Live
I?
the life.
Who
Yeah,
am
I'm
I
not
to tell
exactly
you
what you
like
do.
that's
I
their
can't.
life.
But
who
that's
That's
one
your
of my
life.
guilty pleasures. I watch now that
I
CD
know,
on
I hear
Sunday.
y'all talk about it. I always tap out.
I
Shouts
do.
to y'all, Joe. Go ahead. What's her name?
I be learning.
Jocelyn? Joe, what's her name?
Yeah, I love Jocelyn. I love
Jocelyn, she's
Jocelyn.
good TV.
Yeah, she's gorgeous.
Good. She's good TV. Like she's
Yeah.
she's
a-
a key.
There's a lot of girls that actually like audition to get on there. So I wonder what the audition is like. Do y'all step
Yeah,
around
they
and
be
fight?
fighting. And auditions,
Like,
they do.
Are you serious?
They do. I don't know what happened in that.
So
but
you
I've
audition
seen the
to
girls
beat
I
each
don't
other
wanna say
up?
stuff like
yes.
that.
When you go on Now That's TV, you know what you're getting yourself into. Like, because every show, I have not seen one show where they are not fighting. They have elevated, like, what, even on that, it's supposed to be the bad bitch only show, and they are still fighting.
Would
Like,
you
they're still
invite them
fighting.
to our couch?
If we had security, I'm not getting in the bar, bitch. Days is over.
They be
bitch.
fighting down,
Like, they be fighting
bitch.
down, bitch.
No shade.
I ain't got time for it.
I live for a couple. I think
I do too.
they very entertaining. There's a lot of them that's entertaining. And I think
Yeah.
I really hope. Her name is YG. I hope
is funny.
she like decides to get out, not just stay there.
Because she's a comedian.
She's
Shouts to
so
YG.
she's
I like
so.
Pookie too. Like she
Oh
come
no,
up with
Pookie,
some
my girl,
Pookie.
yeah.
I like
can
her,
see her
she
like
be
on Love and
rhyming her.
Hip Hop.
Yeah,
I see
I
Pookie.
like-
I can see YG on different stages. She's very she has a comedy like thing about her. I can see her
Yeah.
in movies. She's good.
Yeah, like
Get
some of
it.
them.
Yeah.
And maybe
And
this
I
is
feel
the
like
Don't
that's
just
platform
stop-
for what they
I
want.
feel
Yeah.
like that's
That's
why
why I
a lot
say-
of them did
Right.
that. They
You gotta
probably
get what you
didn't go
gotta
in there.
get.
Like you could tell
gotta
YG
get
can't
what
wait
you
from
gotta
the
get.
You gotta take what you gotta take
and that's how it is a lot of
I'm
times.
just saying this, and again,
Yeah.
like I said,
I was
I'm
hitting
not
the
against
street. I had to
it.
get-
I hold space for all of that. Their lives are important to me. I just necessarily don't subscribe to that. I definitely don't want to see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like they didn't want to see the girls on the stroll.
We was outside, bitch. Get the fuck out of here.
How soon we forget.
Oh, she's feeling it now. Oh, she's feeling it.
She was, bitch, if they would have had her on their back of the day,
Yeah. She would have been front and
she would've been
center.
a top
Front and
center.
center.
You would be
I heard
like,
this.
we'll be like,
You
yo,
gotta
we
let
live
those
in
girls
Tabitha.
grow up.
But
That's
even,
what they babies.
no, but
They
even then,
babies.
no, let's be clear.
They baby.
Crystal
You would've been-
Asia
you would've been
clear.
ready.
At that time, there was an opportunity for girls to get before the camera. I would have never put that before a camera. And just like I wouldn't do it today.
What was the opportunity? Oh, shit.
Bitch, like,
You saw her, she was like,
Like,
shaking.
I'm just saying, back then we wasn't rolling around with cameras, documenting stories and capturing that is important for history. But I could have been a pawn. Like, I was never wanting to be in front of a camera in that way.
Yeah.
So when I was just explaining to the Pioneer Icon that, you know, when they asked, it was more of a conversation. And I'm always gig telling my story. So I just thought it was like a regular gig. None of
For
us
what?
imagined that would be
What, the
on
show?
screen. None of us did. I didn't. Well, I don't know about anybody. I didn't. You know, I didn't
you
even
didn't sign
know.
a
What?
contract?
Yeah, we signed. No, what I'm saying is we signed the contract. It was a gig, right? So
Oh, but you-
it's
And then it went
without
by,
giving
yeah.
too much
You just-
information about the film, there was contract signed. There was, you know, allocated. There was funds, you know, distributed for, you know, the stories. So because like shouts to Christian and Zachary for centering the girls, but again.
You didn't know.
That was a part of history that could be recorded, right? You didn't see me outside doing that. I'm not saying I'm not that girl that would do that. I was never like, I didn't have a choice, right? I did what I had to do to survive. And I'm never apologizing.
And see what you just
And
said.
that-
But I'm
And see
never
what you just
apologizing.
said.
But again, this
See
is
what you
not
just
me.
said.
What I had
This
to
is not
do
me
to
going against
survive.
them, so that's not that.
I know
But
you're
what
not.
I
I
will
don't think
never
you're judging
do
them.
is
And the message is in the
apologize for
details.
decisions that
Yeah.
I
Piece of
made
them.
out of survival.
I don't think no one
I
would
will
think
never
you like that.
apologize for
Yeah, no.
decisions that I made out of survival. Period. Point blank. But today
Yeah.
you have a choice. So we didn't have choices, and maybe today the girls don't have choices. But again,
Wow.
I'm not here to bash them. Let them do what they want to do. Like if y'all watch it, I enjoy hearing y'all like talk about it.
Oh, bitch.
You know, I
She got-
just-
I ain't hear that.
Yeah, I just that see. Call me what you want. Say
I
what
do.
the fuck you
People
want.
be
I don't
gagging
listen
at me.
to
They be
it.
like, girl, you watch? Because I be under the phone
And
like,
she be
oh, yeah.
serious about it. She know the names. She calling.
Who's
like,
your favorite girl?
Y'all see?
Yo,
I'm like, see what?
I like Pookie. I like what's the one that just got with that beat up Josh's that beat up Jocelyn's girlfriend or whatever, the one that the kind of
Jelani?
butchy one that some of the girls is like living for or something.
Which one is that?
Michaela.
Michaela.
I live for Michaela too.
But
Is that
I
the
just wanna
same
see
show
Michaela
or is it
fixed
different
up, though.
show?
Like Michaela,
But she got a nice face though. I think she's gonna look nice.
Is
I think
it
she's
the
gonna
same
look nice.
show y'all talking about?
It's the same show. But
Because,
we'll move
like, let's
on.
be
We giving them
clear.
too much.
Let's be clear.
I feel like
cis
they all
women do
fab,
it
though.
too.
Shout out to all of them.
Our other siblings do it too. There's other shows where the girls are fighting all day and the boys.
Yeah.
I just don't like.
We just look at. I feel like black people just look.
I
Not too
just don't
shade.
like the culture
I just
of
feel like black
violence
people
that's
look at things
perpetuated.
real differently. We gotta
because we already stereotyped in that way.
impress the massa. So
No, I don't think it's that we want to impress man.
no shade. I'm just saying
No,
you gotta
I
listen
feel
to the
like-
language.
Yeah,
Listen to the
I don't
language.
feel like that's the case.
Listen,
I feel
listen
like
to the darkness.
to the darkness. We
Listen
know.
to the darkness.
No,
And
You
the
gotta shake
reality
it off.
is, and I hate
Shake it
seeing
off.
people fight on the street. Like I hate seeing people videotape and watch
Yes.
people
This
fight
is
on
the
the street
culture. This is
and not
what I
break it
mean.
up.
Yeah, I don't like it either.
But I guess with that, because I look at it
Okay.
like W.
I
like you
stand
said.
corrected. Like I said, it's not WWE.
But no shade, some of y'all
and
should
we're
go into
filming
boxing or wrestling or something and get paid more because I know they're not paying them like that. I don't know. We should have them on here. But like a couple
No,
of
the
them. If
hell
y'all
we will
we not trying to
not.
fight though. So like just
We don't
Shout out
want
to
no
Jelani. I
smoke.
love Jelani too.
And Jelani.
Yes,
I
I
like
like her. I
Jelani,
love
think I heard that.
Jelani.
Yeah, I like Jelani.
Fish.
So and Akasha about to make her debut tonight.
Akasha and JB.
So you
Akasha
feel
and
that your
JB.
house sister is like you know
Yeah.
you're not gonna watch your house sister.
I'm just saying, and not this episode, because I think this is the episode.
Yeah, she come and
I
fight
don't
her,
wanna
bitch.
see it.
She was like,
Alright,
"What's that?" I
yeah.
live for that. She was
But
sitting
I
there
think she-
quiet. No,
yeah,
she was like, "What's up?" Like, I
Yeah,
live
she
for
was
that.
like, I'm not here for you though. She's like, I'm not here for you, but I'm never gonna take a fight.
Like,
I'm never gonna take a fade.
I live for
But,
Akasha. Shout out.
Shout out to Keish, Akasha.
And what's going on with you, Adrian? What's been
So these past like 2 years, like y'all know I've been on my healing journey, but this summer it's been real deep. I'm about to exit a career, part of my life, step into something different. So I'm excited about that, and yeah, I'm just excited about life. I feel like God is really doing this big one on me, and I'm noticing that I'm so scared to travel outside of that bubble. Because there's so much darkness, and it's like I have to learn how to trust myself in spaces that I can't protect myself. Like I can't, if I don't know the space, I don't know the people, I'm even scared to come around now because I'm so comfortable in loving my life and where I'm at mentally. I don't want to go into spaces that's just like making me feel uneasy. If you get what I'm saying.
I do get what you're
You
saying.
have to protect your energy.
So I'm learning how to start trusting myself enough to be in spaces and still
Girl.
feel good, like still be okay, still everything's,
So it's about you're responsible for giving the information, right? And where you're moving to, you're responsible for a small portion of that. And as long as you keep that you're doing what you're committed to doing and ensuring for the people who come to you, that's it, Adrian.
Yeah.
Let no harm come
And
to you. But get rid of
we
the
identify because we've been in the same. I feel like we've taken some of the journeys that are very
Yes.
similar. And when I had to move on from things and get away from certain things, bitch, the door started just opening.
I feel like it's open. Literally, God knows, certain things, it was like a full circle. I didn't even have to, I said, I want to do this. And I manifested something that would just it literally knocked at my door. So it's just, God is just letting me know, it's right here. As long as once you're ready, you just have to commit to being
always
ready.
there. I love it. It was always there. I think we all have to have these journeys to walk in our purpose. So, yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
So, I just want to say this before I ask y'all the other question. Everybody knows because I was very open with it and I put it on social media. I had my surgery of the silicone removal. And so at first, I was like, bitch.
Can I ask a couple questions for the audience?
Okay, what's up?
Okay.
Ooh.
A first question. Okay, 0 to 10 pain level.
During recovery.
After the
Recovery.
fact.
So
Recovery,
I
the whole-
don't feel nowhere near the pain that I felt when I had the silicone.
Oh, that's so bad.
Like that all has gone away. Like I used to couldn't sleep. I used to couldn't sit down for too long. The sitting down, I think I need a little more fat now in my butt. So, and I would say, so I thought I was out the, so okay, so like when I first got the surgery done, I had like there were situations that kept happening that had to do with the surgery that I don't think had to happen. Like I had problems with the catheter. Like the first like couple of days, I'm like, bitch, y'all gotta get this out. Something's not right. So that pain level was horrible. But once we got that taken care of, it was kind of cool. It was just, I think anxiety and things started happening because I had to lay on my stomach like days and days and days at a time. And then, you know, you're starting to see people stand up around you and stuff, and they want you to lay down, you know, and you couldn't move around. So that part was hard. Like this surgery, after this surgery, I was like, I don't want no more surgeries. And, you know, I was very, get surgery, but if you need surgery, get a surgery. If you need a surgery, get a surgery. After this, I was like, I don't think I want any more surgeries.
Yeah.
But until now.
And then once you get them tops down, you gotta rebrand.
So then I had like a setback. I had a like, and thank you for everybody who came to my aid and actually donated, you know, with everything. I love you for that. The community, thank you for helping me. I did have like a setback where I had to like heal more because I was in a rush to get the drains out. And you see people see me like, you outside, bitch, you all right? I'm like, yeah, bitch, I feel good. Like, you know, but so I was kind of rushing things through. So I think that if you're going to get it, you have to sit still and heal. And, you know, but yeah, I do feel so much better about, you know.
So I have a question. So for like someone, say someone is interested and curious about having that procedure, what would you tell them? What would be like some like information that you would give them to prepare them for it?
I think that just like any surgery too, you definitely have your downtime. You like, I don't know if anybody else goes through it, but I always go through a post-surgery depression. Like when things are not looking how they're supposed to look. I think you start preparing yourself knowing that it takes time to heal. You're gonna have to really sit down. You're gonna have to be, you know, just prepared to heal, and everything is not going to look exactly like how you want it. Like, I mean, it's a process, really, for real, for real. And I think that you need to research your doctor. And I also think that it really depends on what you're really going through. If it's not bothering you, then maybe, you know, that's up to you. I think it's just a decision that you have to make for yourself. And for me, I definitely needed it out. And I'm very happy that I did, even though what I'm going through, like the healing process and stuff, it's still better for me that I did that. So, Laverne. So y'all see this whole thing about Laverne Cox and you know how she was talking about dating her MAGA supporter, her blue eye.
She threw her drink back.
Oh yeah, I
Damn,
was thirsty.
sis. Oh,
Girl,
Y'all was sipping, but
she
y'all
know
got
this
the
is
hard
coming up,
stuff.
so
I
now
have-
she
I have
don't say we got the
orange
hard
juice.
stuff. This is not hard.
Hennessy
stuff.
is not hard. She's a dainty girl, dangerous.
Prosecco.
Okay, y'all want to sit today? I'm
Girl,
working-
today
I've
she
been
got
working hard. I need.
We're sitting with a grown woman today.
so because she tried to get away from it. That was her way of going to another subject.
I mean,
how did y'all feel about the whole accountability panel? And how do y'all feel about people feeling like celebrities are supposed to be possibility models, are supposed to live a certain way or whatever because they're a celebrity and because what their stance is? Go ahead, Tab.
Fifth Queen Crazy Sexy Cool has now entered the chat. I don't care.
You don't care what happened, what
It's
she
not.
said,
Here's
or
the thing, right? We are so consumed with who's in who's bed, and I understand, right, that when you reach a pinnacle, it's just these nuances that everybody believes that every trans person is an advocate.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody believes that every trans person is somehow like this possibility model. And for me, like, while I love Laverne, I've shared space with Laverne. Laverne was never like a role model for me. Like, I'm not impacted by what you do. Like, it wasn't like I was wanting to grow up being like her or like taking her leadership. There's girls in the scene that I look up to, like Octavia, Dominique, Tracy, like these people. But even if they did something in their bed with whomever they did it, who am I to question who you sleep with and why you did what you did? When there may have been people who I've slept with in the past that had difference of opinions with my core morals or my core values. I just think that we place a lot of respectability or leadership or ideologies on people who are just navigating lives on their own. And people will show you who they are. So when they show you, believe them. So now that you know, just accept it for what it is. Accept her for who she is. You could subscribe to it or not. You know, I'm still going to treat her with the dignity and respect that she deserves. Would I have made that same decision? No.
She was definitely a role model for me.
Yeah.
She's like
I think that's great.
I mean, like a role model in the sense that, like, she was breaking barriers. She was one
There
of
were
the
a lot
first
of girls that broke barriers.
Yeah, but like she was one of the first girls,
Yes.
like on like to be on TV or series and
Yes.
movies and stuff like that.
I
She was
love
like one of the
Laverne. I
first
think
black
it was
trans
great.
women.
She broke the mold.
Yeah.
But we also have a first sitting on that couch today that broke the mold, right? So we always going to have these examples of how far we can reach. I think she's a great person. I think for those who she inspire and follow her is great. I don't think that we have
You don't
full
think she's been an
access.
advocate?
I don't think that we have full access to her life or her choices that she made. And I also think that she anticipated that this would happen because she shared it. You know, like she wasn't ashamed of it. So why should we shame her?
The only part I didn't understand is that she said she didn't find out till later on where he was.
Girl, that's like
that
somebody
seemed like one of
saying,
the
girl,
first. Like
what?
I'd be
Is
like,
that
who you voted for? What you like? I mean, don't seem like those
girl,
questions
what?
come up
That's
early
like the dude
on.
saying, I didn't know.
I didn't know, right?
Like, girl, come on, you know. Like, girl, I didn't know, but you knew. You know, Laverne, we love you, girl.
It's all love over here, Laverne. That's your
Yeah, I love
business.
it.
Who you having, who you want to be hugging, or etc.
Who you want to be
Hugging.
Who you
It's
wanna
truly
be?
for
What?
me. I
What?
feel like we put so much onto each other, expecting so much, but we don't even expect ourselves to be on that level. It's like mind your
Ooh, say
business.
that.
Let a person be themselves, and even if that's your friend. First of all, why am I talking to my friend like that
reading
online?
my girlfriend though. If
Online?
she told me that
Online
she
for
was in a bed
entertainment?
with somebody who
Oh,
don't even
it's
support her
that for
existence
me.
at
Like,
all.
what they gotta
Bitch,
do?
if one of y'all came and told me that y'all was dating a MAGA supporter,
Yes,
a
read
Republican,
me.
I'm going to
Tear
read.
me up.
No
Why we
shade.
gonna?
But she
But
did
where-
say
this
that
a
her
person-
friends held her accountable.
Right. So what are we doing online?
I
Well,
agree.
she decided to do the accountability. Now all the other stuff,
I don't-
but she
yeah.
did. I think it was the whole way she was like
Do you feel like she owed them that
white,
explanation?
blue-eyed.
No.
I think she
Do
was
you
like,
feel like
no.
she owed them that explanation?
I'm not in the box, so.
What do you mean? Wait, but do you feel like she owed them an explanation?
I feel like if that's what she wanted to do, I
Do
feel
you
like
feel like she owed them an explanation?
I don't feel like you owe anybody anything. That's totally up to you. But I feel like I enjoyed that she took accountability. Like, I'm glad that she did. Because it kind of was like, how could you be, this person who stands for certain things, but then you're sleeping with someone. I think Hope was like really like laying it down.
Yeah, she
bitch.
laid it down,
No, she
huh?
was laying it down. The Hope
She
was
makes
going
no
in. But the
bones
only
about
part
it.
that I
Just
didn't like
go.
is Hope is sometimes the exception. Like, because you found this black man who
Ooh, you
it
better
is
go
a lot of
there.
times,
Ooh.
bitch. How many black men have we laid with or been with, and
we
they
get
really didn't
deep,
want to
and
be
we-
in the street, and like
like,
they didn't
we
want to be in
get
the street with
deep.
you?
I'm just
You ready?
saying.
Like, how many
I've
black
been
men
ready.
have we,
I'm-
it's no
I'm letting y'all
shade.
go.
Like,
So-
it is harder for them. I don't know, because
so-
white men are more socially accept. Like, they could do certain things,
Or they-
but in our community, it's that toxic masculinity, the way they go at them, they ain't standing up like, I'm trans woman. They just ain't.
So here's here's the nuance of that, because another advocate who I love and admire, Dominic Morgan, had made a statement about that. How, in fact, that she realized that maybe she did have some, things that she needed to address because she didn't particularly date black men because she grew up abused, and targeted by people in the community.
Right.
And then I had shared that conversation with Asia, and Asia gave me a different perspective. She said, but if you ask a white person now who grew up in a white neighborhood, they would say the same thing about their community. Like they probably experienced some level of harm. But the nuance of that is that even in both ecosystems, the margins and the abuse, there's no parallel to the struggle of the black experience in America.
I feel like it's
for
here. I
me,
feel like
it's
it all comes
so
down
for
to
me,
healing with
I
even with
know
you
myself.
yourself. I feel like that
Yeah,
comes down
like,
to
I know
healing.
myself, I have some, inborn things that I have to face and challenge myself on, because
Healing,
I
yes.
too was abused. Like I didn't have to leave my
that's not every
neighborhood
Black man.
to be targeted.
No, that's
No, it's
not.
not every Black
And we
man.
have to stop demeaning each other like that.
So
It's
here's
like
the
we
thing,
hide.
right?
Oh,
I don't think it's an anomaly. I think Black love is beautiful, and I think that
It
people
is.
Love
have
who
been
you
able
ever
to
you
find
want.
that. And I also believe that,
That's
like,
it.
love who you love. Can we get away from colorism? I think that America is based on racism. Like, look at where we're
definitely.
at today. So, we will tell people you can't date outside your race, you can't do this. And we're pro-Black, and if you're not dating a Black person, then you are
Shout out to my
anti
man.
something.
I
It's
do
just
want to
crazy.
say.
What
I
are you
do
doing
want to
to
say.
Shania?
My man.
Ooh. I do want to say
Shout
something.
to her man. Yes, let's get into that too.
I want to before we switch into
She
something else.
found love, y'all.
Can we? I want to reply.
I gotta
to
take
what
back all the stuff I was saying.
She does. I want to reply on one of the comments, actually questions you said. Do you think she owes them?
Do you think she owes the public and the public?
No, but her personal friends maybe, because maybe she was along marching with them, and now turning around and sleeping with someone that is kind of your best friend looks at as an enemy.
I wonder what he was saying.
Yeah.
They may be having a fetish. You never know.
But the way Harper's like, somebody seemed like they was more in love than somebody else.
Well, the blonde
Really?
hair and blue eyes. Let me stop.
Yeah,
Don't
okay.
say
We're
that.
not gonna do that.
They say
You know
everything
what
is
I
a
was living for?
character.
I was living
They
for-
say everything is
I
a
was living
character.
for Q.
So
What's that name? Q and some
a
T.
contact is
What's
just
that
a
name?
contact.
Quay? What's
I didn't watch it. I could not watch it all.
I watched some of it.
I just and it's not that, and please don't think that I think I'm somehow better because my struggle and blah, blah, blah. It's just certain things that I feel as though won't do good for me because it speaks to trauma and things that I'm healing from. So certain things I won't tune into. Like, I won't watch girls fighting because I was a fighter. I was very, like I've said that, I won't talk about interracial relationships because I date a Colombian man. I'm married to a Colombian man for 14 years. So like the whole anti-Black conversation and nuances around that, I'm like, why can't you just love who you love and that be that?
Do you like Black men?
But
Of course.
Okay.
Do you like Black men?
I love all men.
Oh. Asia's the last single one, guys. Get it before it's
I'm
too
not
late.
single. Why we gotta bring me up?
You're not single?
That's not.
You
But that's
haven't
not for the
told us
comment.
yet.
That's not the comment because it's not a comment because it's not given that yet. It's not given. Have a conversation yet.
I'm giving that.
Not yet.
No, this is just
So I used to read Tabytha down about the calls all day and stuff.
We've been
Honesty hour.
I did. And now I'll be doing the same thing. We'll be right back with our fabulous guest. Oh, what's goody? Don't you forget to like, share, and comment, because you are now watching Femme Queen, crazy, sexy, and cool. Welcome back. We have the icon, one of Ballroom's jewels, one of the dark and lovely seasoned dolls, one of the first trans women on Harper's Bizzare. You may remember her from the Clairol box. She is just an all-around beauty. Tracy Africa.
I'm in the house.
Yes. Welcome.
Finally.
Okay. We've been trying. Look, I was at her like, I had her come to my show. I'm like, we have to have you on the show. Like, like I said previously, the first time I really got to sit next to you was like at the Lambin Ball when we were on the panel.
Oh, right.
And I was fanning out right there. And I got to see how fun you were. Because you never know. You see you come in, you leave, you don't get to really mingle with you. But I had such a good time. And I was like, oh my God, to actually meet this woman and then to love her personality, to go with all that greatness. It was just a moment for me.
Thank
so
you.
welcome.
Oh, well, but after the show, I wanted to come backstage, but nobody came out to get me, to bring me backstage.
Well, when we come back, we'll come
Okay.
and have you.
And I'll meet the cast.
Yes.
It'll be on a bigger platform. It's historical.
We'll see. But I noticed that a lot of times that in your with your interviews and things like that, like, we hear about all the things that happened to you, and we definitely want to get into that, with the whole Essence shoot and stuff. And I was reading an article where there was different, like, you have one viewpoint of it, and she has another, so we'll get into that too. But what was growing up like for you, especially such early on, being a trans woman, when trans women were stealth, and you were in the ballroom and just living life? Like, what was life like? Who was Tracy back then? What did you want to be growing up?
To be honest with you, growing up in my teenage frame of mind and how I was raised, I wanted to be the first Black female race car driver.
Really?
Because my grandfather always took me and my sister down south ever since I can remember. And so standing up at the wheel of the car, he would always say, keep, don't go in the ditch, keep it on the line, So that and the thrill of speed excited me. Roller coasters, I love them. So, yeah.
So what about love life? Like, have you had any love interest, or been in serious relationships?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have been. It lasted for 2 years. I was living in New Jersey, met a guy, and it was just like an automatic connection that we had. So we started seeing each other, and the third date, I said, well, you need to know something about me. He was like, what? I said, well, I wasn't born a woman. So, of course, they dummy up on you and say, well, what do you mean?
Right.
There's two sexes, mister. There's a male and a female. Guess what?
So is this later on in life or earlier on?
This was a little bit later, after my career was over and I came back before I went to Paris. Okay. So it was that 2-year gap, and yeah, it was a weird connection for me. It's the first time that I've been in love, and I felt everything. Like I even knew, I was in New York at a friend's house, and I even knew that he was cheating on me. And I stopped in the middle of a conversation and said, that fool is cheating on me right now. So I picked up the phone and called. And I
Woman's intuition.
Yeah, I'm serious. And I said, and I said, left a message because he didn't pick up the phone. So I said, I hope she was worth you losing me. And then I hung up the phone.
What's your sign?
I'm Sag.
Very sweet until you're not. Yes, we love it. We love it.
But then I thought I was in love again, but then I realized quickly after a year it was just lust. It was that kind of connection because I could never see him when he wanted, when I wanted to see him. I could only see him when he wanted to see me. But it was that sex.
You heard it here.
I'm gonna go back to, you wanted to drive cars. What made you decide to switch or even get into modeling from that moment? What made you decide, hey, I want to go into something different?
I never thought about, dreamt about, or even dreamed about being a model. I knew nothing about that life. So the only reason why is because I was raised by a single mother. You have to start with go-kart racing. And I was doing that for a minute, but then it was tedious for my mother to take me every weekend. And there's a fee that you have to, when you sign up, there's a fee. And being raised with 2 kids back in the 50s and 60s, it was a lot. It was a lot. So when I did transition, I had a group of friends that I was with. And this was when I was not trans at that time. And so they were all very talented. There was models, there were singers, there was actors, there was a designer that I worked for later on. And so I knew I was different, and I just needed to separate myself because I didn't know how they were going to feel. So I separated myself from them. And so I didn't see them for like 2-3 years. Then all of a sudden I'm downtown in my city, Newark, and I'm on my way to do a little bit of shopping. And one of them came out the shoe store because I stopped in front of the shoe store and I was looking. But my mind, because when I'm outside, I'm focused. I saw something in another store and I wanted it. So I didn't want to be distracted. So he came out. I guess he heard that I changed my name. And his name was Tommy Garrett, who was a Ford model. And so he was very popular. And he was international. And he told me, oh my God, you look beautiful. You should be a model. Those were the words that came out of his mouth. And I was like, okay. And so with that, they started training me, so it was a lot to learn. It's not as easy as it looks that these girls do. You have to know your body, what you can and can't do in front of a camera. You have to know your facial muscles. You have to learn how to work those so you can project different looks. So it was a big learning curve for me. Awesome. So that's how it all started, my career. And I did local shows in Jersey, so that gave me practice on runways. Yeah. And I had to train these bow legs of mine.
Oh, are you bowling?
Oh, yes. So I had to walk in a way that, especially if a skirt hits me wrong, because I'm bow-legged, I like it below my knee or above the knee. But a lot of times it comes right there at my knee. And so I had to learn to walk with my knees closer together so I didn't look like Annie Oakley.
We would have never known because, baby, you got it down pat. Even over there, I see you taking the pictures. I'm like, baby, she
it was like perfect.
I'm like,
oh my God. Into each pose.
Teach me.
So, like, even the fact, like, there was in that, while you were speaking, it was something that you said that resonated with me when you said growing up in the 50s and 60s.
Yeah.
Do you tell your age?
Do you understand that?
I'm 72.
Black don't crack.
So
what's your secret?
I'm having a birthday in December, so I'll be 73. But you was
We
at my
gave you a birthday party.
Yes. Right.
Yes.
Question, what was it like being, and you said this was before you became, what was it like being queer in the 50s, 60s?
Well, I didn't think that I was queer. I knew I was different. I was quiet. I was overweight. I was thick. More than thick. When I graduated high school, I was pushing almost 190, 200. So
She thought I was one.
I was
We like, well, what happened? Give us the regimen.
big. I was big. So anyway, I was quiet. So because I was quiet, I studied women because I knew that's what I wanted to be. And so what I did was, because I was quiet, I listened to them talk. I listened to them conversate with each other. I even had like lessons from my mother, who was a sports-minded woman. She was the first Black woman ever to be televised as a professional bowler.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I'm kind of following the pioneer in her footsteps. And all of my teachers were basically, all the way up to junior high school, they were women. So that was my stomping ground. I didn't recognize or know if there were any gay people that I was raised around. They weren't flamboyant, so I didn't know the difference. So that's what I wanted to be. I wanted that behavior. I wanted to speak. I wanted to act. I wanted to learn how to even walk down the street, So it's not exaggerated, like some of us like
so
to
you could tell the
exaggerate.
girls, you could tell the girls a mile away sometimes because they got that wall.
I mean, it's the times like back then versus now. And when you say that, I hear you say that I wanted to be a woman. Earlier, I heard you say before transitioning. And it speaks to the fact that language wasn't there then. We were who we said we were.
No. And my mother didn't come to me until I told her on the steps of my graduation. And she knew she wanted to come to me in junior high, but she also knew her child. Being shy, being, everything that comes with shy, insecurity, nervousness. She knew that I probably would reject what she had to say to me.
Mm. And you going in ballroom, what did you, back in those days, as a two-part question, did you feel protected as a trans woman in ballroom back then?
I don't know how to answer that because I never felt threatened.
You never felt threatened?
Right. I went there a few times. In Jersey, there was a group of us. So, well, I'm young and dumb, okay? That's what saved me, I guess. So we just went not to participate because we knew nothing about it. We kept hearing about the balls in New York. So we finally got enough nerve to go. And I noticed at the Elk Lounge there was a balcony, and I headed there first, and I had to overlook everything. And so when the ball started, I was just amazed with the beauties that I was seeing. I said, that's what I want. That's what I want to be. Look at that. Look at that. You know, I'm speaking to myself. So I'm like, you know, wow.
Who were some of the girls that you looked at that inspired you?
None. It was just me because I was a loner.
Mm-hmm.
I was, you know, introvert because of the way I grew up, you know, just being to myself. So just seeing all the beauties there. And then finally, so it was one time that I didn't go in the balcony and the people that I was with pushed me on the floor and I'm stumbling almost to the middle of the floor. But back then I knew nothing about makeup, nothing about hair, nothing about fashion. My look was a clean white t-shirt, some jeans, either some high heels or some boots.
Did you see that? A lot of people did you see when people had to pick someone, and a lot of people did pick that?
Yes.
So with the girls back then, I see pictures of you in the Aja days and like different girls from back in the day. Were the girls like tight knit back then? Did they cool, or was there still like this rivalry thing where there could only be one?
I think the ball makes you feel that way. So, but there was a point in my life that I went to work at Show Center. So.
Oh, you worked at Show Center?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Boy, money was good. And the men didn't have to touch you.
Right, it was the father.
So, yeah, I have a vibe. And if I enter a room and like, I'm not comfortable in the room, I'm quiet.
Oh my gosh, that is so me.
Yeah. So if the vibe isn't right, then, you know, I'm just quiet and I'm observing, I'm nosy with my ears. So, and then I'll glance and see who's doing all the reading and talking and whatever. And, you know, and then, so those are I didn't want that negativity to come to me, you know. So,
you just dealt with who you dealt with.
I dealt who I dealt with, which was Tanae.
Tanae, okay.
Yeah, I levitated and to Tanae for some reason. It was her vibe that I liked. She was personable with me. We got along great. You know, we hit it off real quick, which was kind of weird because that's what the ballroom gave me.
Yeah, I was going go in there.
No, the ballroom gave me a sister.
Shout out to Tanae. We love Tanae.
Yes. That's my sister, that she gave me something that was missing from my life because we all have that one butch queen that's going to ride and die with us, you know. So she was the first female that I had as a true friend that I could trust. There was no competition with men, with clothes, with nothing. So we got along great. And we did, you know, the normal things that we do. We rode our bikes all over New York. We went to Central Park. We skated. You know, we went to matinees, plays in the afternoon, movies. You know, that's the kind of stuff that we did, you know.
That's a good, that's good that you guys held that relationship so tight. How did you guys get to that point, especially that ballroom, that you guys battled a lot?
No, me and Tanae never battled.
Really?
No, I battled with everybody else, but not Tanae. We
So
sit
was
down
was that intentional? Like,
for me.
Okay.
I can only speak for me. So when she ever comes here, you ask her. There was two times.
You wanted to be.
It was two times that we were in front of the judges. We were the last two. So we were quiet. We were just standing there, right? The music started playing, and I was like, wait a minute. They knew we were friends, and I was like, wait a minute, just pick one. It doesn't make a difference for me who you pick. If it's her, good, I'm going to be happy for her. If it's me, good, I'm sure she's going to be happy for me. Basically, in the 90s, the 80s and 90s, when I was in the ballroom, I was having fun. I was not taking the competition or whatever it was at the time seriously. Like I heard earlier, you are your own competition. If I'm not presenting myself in front of the judges, because that's always been my focus, then I don't get the prize, whether it's a trophy or money. And I was a money girl. I only walked the money category, space, body, and grand prize. I have time for the other things.
But I say I only walk for money.
So, speaking of like the people you have battled, there was one prominent brawl that I remember.
Oh, Lord.
And I know,
already know.
like it's the brawl where, you were battling founding mother Danielle.
I knew you was gonna say Danielle.
And I remember being in the back, this little kid, seeing Danielle come out with the bow and have the short haircut.
Yeah.
What was striking me was the grace and poise from the back of it was like we were excited to see the face category. That was like one of the biggest categories of the night.
Right.
And you had this long braid. And no matter which way Danielle moved, you would turn your face and just look at her. And it was just so poised. Of course, I think Danielle won. But how did that moment for you? You said in that moment, like you were just being you. And the realization of what Danielle was doing, you wasn't paying mind.
Yeah, I didn't see what she was doing at all until I saw the video like years later, what she doing. But y'all can have an opinion about that. I'm not.
Right.
Rest in peace.
Right.
I say that because
He's a Babylon.
it's not just that. It's just that I never say anything bad about any of the girls, especially if I'm on film. Or microphone is in my face.
I'm going to ask a question.
No, but I just want to finish with that, if you don't mind.
Yes.
That kind of threw me off because that was the first time I was challenged. She challenged me because it said it on the mic. I was in the back. We were all like, Tanae and I and Anjanae, we were all back there laughing and kikiing. And then I heard my name, and it was loud on the microphone. Danielle Revlon challenged Tracey Africa. So I said, what? She said, she's challenging you, girl. So I came out, and I was like, okay. So in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, so what I was thinking is true, but I'm going to let that go.
Oh, she wanted a piece.
No, not that. So
Can we get some behind the scenes?
So I let her walk. Because she was feeling it. So I let her walk, and then I came behind her, and I just started doing what I do in front of a camera. So face, you're supposed to show your side profile. You're supposed to show your angles, your 3/4, your full face. You tilt your head.
Go back and
Back
and watch it.
No, because your style is very modeling. Like yours is very a straight run. Like a lot of girls go off. You know what I'm saying? Like yours is very that. Like it's very everything. That's why I always say class and regal. And like even what you're selling, you're not gonna. And a face girl who really is into face, you don't know what the other person is doing because you're not paying attention to them.
Because it'll distract you.
It is. Like when I see the girls do all of that, I'm like, girl, if you're paying attention to that person, then why ain't we gonna pay attention to them?
That's any category too. That's any
So,
category.
and I think that's in competition is always good to keep your focus because those are distractions. You are there for your goal is to win.
Right. But I learned early on that it's not up to her. It's up to the judges. Whoever they're voting for, and you have to accept it. And I've always accepted it. I always thank the judges and then I walk off. I forgot to thank the judges that time.
Yeah, I gotta learn that thanking the judges thing.
I mean, it's just a humble part of me, because like I said, I was having fun. I didn't take any of that seriously,
And that's the key.
So
Why do you think so? Is it because you had other things going on in life, like outside of ballroom?
yeah, I was behind the scenes. There were things happening. There were things moving that I didn't talk about because you don't want to jinx yourself. So I didn't talk about. So yeah, there was things happening behind the scene, but I mean, and it was also a practice thing for me. My walk, my motions. I was just staying in practice. So I enjoyed every minute of it.
How did the House of Africa come about?
Okay, so I had gotten back from Paris because I had been over there for about 2-3 years. So I came back home and I heard that I came back home and I was home for too long. And so I never went back to Paris. I was thinking about something else. And so I was running out of money. All the money that I accumulated, I was running out. I was staying with Mom. Mom had a revolving door. I can come home anytime I wanted. And so money was going out, helping paying the bills, and nothing was coming in at that time. And this was after I was outed, So
Speaking of that, we'll go into that.
I heard that a ball was going, and the grand prize was $1,000. So I was like, a girl could use that $1,000. So I got on the phone and I called local designers in Jersey, and Douglas.
Shout out to Douglas, because
Yes,
I didn't know Douglas
definitely.
had made so many of the girls' gowns and
Oh,
stuff back
yes,
then. Like,
yes.
I knew he definitely was your ride or die.
Yeah.
But
So
shout out
I
to
became
Douglas.
his muse.
So
Yeah. So he contacted someone that gave me a white gown, a beautiful white gown, and then it had a cape to it. So I get to the ballroom, and it was grand prize was happening, and it was Avis Pendavis. She remembered me from the 70s back at Elk Lounge, which I really wasn't well received back then, but we could talk about that. So I walked, performed, did my little model thing, spun out of the cape, dragged it back to the judges. And so everybody was holding up 10s, and then Avis was like, "Are you sure?" She was sitting, and so she said, "What is my motto? A woman never leaves the house without a purse." I didn't know. I've been gone for so long, I didn't know. So I didn't win, but that was the night that I met the House of Africa. From my understanding, they were all a group of friends who also heard about the ball and came to a few to visit and see what it was going about. So they created this House of Africa, which was universal. So there was white kids, Spanish kids, black kids, all up and through.
What was the meaning behind that?
I never really knew, but like I said, they were all friends. And so I got invited to Eddie's house, the father. Well, he turned father later because Renault didn't want the responsibility anymore, the founder. So with that, I went to their first meeting. They were very excited to see me and meet me. They knew nothing about me modeling. I didn't say anything, and I never said anything to the girls.
you never told the girls?
No, it was Danielle who knew that I modeled, and she spreaded the word. I never spoke about it.
That's over.
I never said anything.
Oh, wow.
So that's why she called you out.
So,
She wanted to get the model.
so like, and bringing that up, I had no clue that like there was pre-existing other things, but to me, that was the moment that I fell in love with Tracey Africa, that battle. So I just want to reference that. And I believe that you did have a question, or you were leaning.
Oh, no, yeah. I mean, because I wanted to finish the ballroom part of it before we went into the outing part. And that question is, how do you feel about ballroom now, like in the state that it's in? Like, I know that you do come back and you judge from time to time. Like, sometimes you can't get none of the girls. So we love to see that and I see that you are on some of these panels. So how do you feel about Ballroom now?
I love it. I'm loving what I'm seeing, the girls, the whole glamazon thing that they're doing now. I'm loving every second of it. I really am. I don't know any of them, so I feel as though my judging is fair because I'm not part of the politics or the favoritism. So I see and recognize beauty. I'm in the beauty and fashion business. So when I see it, I vote for it.
I love that. There's never really been any, like, as Tempress said, like, you've always been able to come in, grace us, and go. It's never been like drama. What are your strategies for that?
I was minding my business. That's the bottom line. And I stayed with my house when we were at the ball, unless I was out with Tanae, and then we would be somewhere running around and laughing and kikiing and whatever. But that's the only thing, you know. And besides, the guys protected me. Douglas protects me, you know. And Tommy, in the very, very beginning, he sheltered and protected me, you know. So I've always
So you were
had
kind of
that.
you did feel kind of protected back then.
Well, not when I first went to the Elks Lounge.
Oh, once you became
Once I became Miss Africa.
Why do you feel like you wasn't perceived well in the Elks Lounge days?
I don't know. Well, because when they pushed me out on the runway, there was a whole bunch of glamazons already up there, painted beyond recognition, looking beautiful.
Was it paint or what? Do you think colorism was a big thing back
Of
then?
course, it's always been colorism. It's even today.
Yeah.
It's even today. I'll get it.
Let's get into it. Please, because you were down.
But back then, because I didn't have jeans, white t-shirt, no makeup, I wore my hair in a ponytail all the time. And so there was a tissue in front of a judge, and I just wiped my face, and they excused me. And every time that I came back, I got excused.
Really?
Yes,
Oh,
I
they didn't
got
want the
excused.
natural beauty.
The natural, and then when I did learn how to paint, I still got excused.
And excuse me, like
Yeah, they're like, you know, like I didn't get any votes, and just like, you know how they do.
Yeah.
You know, everybody don't vote the tens. You know, you just
Back
walk off.
it was different.
Yeah, it was
It
different.
wasn't
It was
top,
scores,
it was
yeah.
scores.
Yes, it was scores. They hold up the tens or the ones or the fives or whatever.
Hey you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. You're watching Femme Queen, Crazy, Sexy, Cool.
So you talked about briefly, you just said before you were outed. And so, well, let's act like we never, I mean, I've heard the story, but let's tell the viewers like your recollection of what happened in that situation and where did that take you mind-wise, mentally, like once that happened to you?
Well, girl, this is 86. And I'm going to talk.
I just had to tell the story. I can help you if you want me to.
No.
You know the story?
I do know the story.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I was on set. I was in front of a camera, and the editor, the photographer was there. His two assistants were there. Makeup artist was in the room. They had braided my hair in these box braids and beaded it all in gold because this was a holiday issue. And so the editor took, she had an Egyptian scarf around her. She took it off of her and wrapped it around me and gave me the ankh and the stay because I was supposed to pretend that I was Cleopatra sailing down the Nile. So I said, good, I got direction because otherwise I don't know what I'm doing. Because this is still early stages.
Right.
So once I got the character in me, I got tunnel vision. I can't see to the left and I can't see to the right. I can only see that camera. And so I was just, doing what I was supposed to do in front of the camera, just like, boom, face, turning, back and forth doing that. And so to the left of me is the door that comes in the studio. The door opens, someone steps into the studio. My concentration on the left side stopped. Literally, I had vision on the right side, like cloudiness on the right side, but that was open air on the left. That's how negative it felt when he came into the room. So he called the editor over. They had a conversation. The photographer, I was still taking pictures. The photographer noticed that I lost concentration. He said, Tracy, just relax. So I did. And while I was relaxing, I was like,
Right, because you can something's going on.
what is going on?
Yeah.
And then when I looked over there, I saw that it was from my original shoot, one of the hairdressers that was there on set from the first shoot. This was my second shoot with Essence.
Butch Queen.
And so that was the day that I was outed by the gay community, the straight community, Essence magazine. I was blacklisted from that. So, and then from there, they contacted my agency. My agency, I didn't have work for a week, and I was a working girl because I got discovered by a world famous photographer. So I was a working girl. I didn't even have to go on certain go-sees because people were calling because they were producing me and pushing me as the young Beverly Johnson. And so the word was just like rampant through the fashion community, and I was working. Then all of a sudden I wasn't working. That went on for a week. And so when I called my agent, she told me, well, Zoli wishes to speak with you. Can you come in for a meeting on Monday? I said, yes, sure. I'll be there. And so that's when he was no longer going to renew my contract. And so he blamed it on a photo. There's a black and white photo that I took. They hired a photographer to do my comp card. And I have on some black leather slacks, a white blazer jacket with, it's in black and white, but it's a red scarf that goes in, and I tucked the side into my pocket. And then coming out of my pocket, I had a blue feather. It looked beautiful in color, but they produced it in black and white. So because of the angle, I was extending my hip. He said my hips were still too big. I was a size 6. That was the model size back then, size 6. So I didn't argue. I have no control over what was about to happen. And so the fashion community.
So how do you feel? So I was reading an article where Susan Taylor had a different point of view of what happened. And even some of her language to me, I felt was transphobic in the way that she started describing you. And the way that she was describing you was that, like, she knew, like, they knew, but then it was a contradiction of words because then the person asked her, well, wouldn't you have to defend, especially back then, wouldn't you have had to defend a trans woman if you openly knew about that? And she was like, well, then you couldn't really just tell. But she said, at first she was saying, oh, she started describing you with these features, like that was pointing to a masculine thing, which we could tell that is obviously not true. How do you feel? Have you guys ever had a conversation
She called, New York Mag interviewed her. They called me and told me that they were going to interview her. And I said, oh, good. I would like to hear what she has to say. So after that interview, they called me and said, well, she left a number and wants to meet you for lunch. I instantly said, don't give me that number. I don't want it. Because I thought it'd be a photo op for her. I mean, this was my thought. Whether it was true or not, that's what I was thinking. This would be a PR moment for her. So I decided, that I didn't want her number and I didn't, want to go through any of that. My mind was in a different mindset. So I never got to speak with her. However, I was managing a shoe store after Show Center stopped. First I was working in Soho at a designer shoe store. And there was one time where a manager wouldn't be able to come in, so they set me up there. So I went up there and I was working, and she came in to pick up a pair of shoes. I didn't see her come in because I was getting a shoe for a customer. So when I came from the back, I saw her, I said, hi, Susan. Wow, you look the same. and went and took care of my customer. You know, smiled. And I said, and then asked her, did she want some help? And she said, yeah, I had ordered a pair of shoes. I said, oh, okay, I'll get him.
Yeah, she's briefly talked about that moment as well. And then you went overseas and you were modeling in Paris. And how was that for you?
That was fabulous. It was the first time being out of a country, seeing the architecture, the smell is different, the vibe is different, the people, you know, was different, and it's a foreign language that I didn't know nothing
Yeah,
about.
that's what the problem was.
So, but in the actual business that I am, everybody does speak English, or they have an interpreter. If a designer can't speak English, they have an interpreter. If he doesn't want to speak English, because English is taught in their schools. So the only problems that I had is that getting lost and trying to ask people for help. And even the traffic people, they don't want to hear it.
How long was you modeling there? How long was you working?
I was there for about 3 years, but I did different things there. I performed at the Palace. The Palace was the equivalent of Studio 54. It's a beautiful, big theater.
What type of performance?
I pantomimed with 2 other girls because the owner who owned the Palace was doing a 60s birthday party. And so we knew some people, Tommy and I, we knew people there was a restaurant underneath. You get it from the side street of the Palace, you go in there, and it was called The Privilege. And only the privileged go.
They still got little they got little parties like that underneath down the clubs.
Right, you go down in the basement.
Go down in the basement.
In the basement. So, but it was what it's named, a privilege, only a privileged few. But because we were models and they spotted me, Tommy, and Sherry, who I went to Paris with, were dancing on the dance floor, and they approached us. And so they asked us to come downstairs. And so every time that we went, we were invited to go downstairs. So they told us about that they were going to do a 60s party. So we got Patrick Kelly to do the gowns for us, and we performed. I was Dinah Ross. And so we performed Stop in the Name of Love, and it became a success. Who knew?
Was this where you stopped at the time, or you were able to live like in?
I was always comfortable with my life.
Okay.
No, who I was always comfortable.
And modeling over there, tea wasn't a problem.
No, it wasn't a problem because I was fortunate. I didn't do the rounds. I didn't have an agent, and I didn't do the rounds of going to castings with the other black girls, because over there the black girls was getting work like that. And all of those girls being in New York, when there's a call for a black model, every agency sends all of their black girls, and then Tracy gets the job.
Come on. Come on.
I want to know, how did you heal from that moment?
Well, the scary thing that I discovered about depression is that you don't know that you're depressed.
You don't know that you're depressed.
You know something is wrong, but you can't put your finger on it. You know, and it got to a point where I started medicating myself, you know, with dates that were coming over to my house, and they would bring cocaine, and that's what
Tracy did
my
cocaine?
choice. Yes.
Oh, okay.
It started modeling.
Yeah, because models, they used to
fluent. It started then, and it was free.
And it was better back then, too. They didn't have all the cutting stuff. Right.
Fish scale.
Right. And
Not that we
so
promote that, because we've been
Right.
clean for years. We've all been clean.
I stopped all of that. Where's the camera?
we
I
stopped
stopped all of that
We
back
all
in the
stopped
80s.
all of that.
You did.
I just stopped in the 80s, so I'm clean now.
Right.
Look at my skin.
Okay.
So, yeah, I was medicating myself, and then I had been working for Douglas, but then there was a hiatus because I had disappeared because of the depression, and he knocked on my door one day. And I know, because I was stick thin, but when you're looking in the mirror, you don't see all of that because you're living in a negative frame of mind, and you're seeing yourself, and you're not paying attention to what it was. So he came in, and I saw in his eyes like a shock, and he lifted me up out of that pit.
It's okay.
Now that's all in here, Let me make you laugh.
So
No, let it out.
he came to my house every single day. And if you had a chance to be around Douglas, you know he's crazy. He loves laughter, and he makes fun, and he makes you laugh. No, I'm good. Thank you.
It's just happening.
And so he brought laughter back into my life. And with that, I started eating better. He decided that he was going to put me back in front of the camera
Thank God for him.
and then put me back on his runway. And he pushed me beyond my comfort zone. That's what he did for me. And to this day, I don't know how you thank somebody that literally saved your life, because this was rock bottom for me and what I was doing to myself. This was not a peer thing. This was something I was doing to myself. And this was before I came back to the ballroom.
So Ballroom didn't even know.
Well, no, for a lot of things ballroom don't know.
So, speaking of which, so your life and your story was depicted in Pose on FX.
Yeah.
How did you feel about seeing that?
I had mixed feelings about that, because I was being scouted for my story to be told. And Laverne Cox had a production company, and she was with me all the way. So whoever that was interested, her production company was going to be involved with them. So it was Whoopi Goldberg first, Warner Brothers, a couple of other production companies, and then Lifetime reached out to me, and they put me on hold for a year. They pay you to put you on hold, so I wasn't allowed to do any more interviews, tell my story anywhere. So and then COVID hit, so they never renewed my contract with them. And in between then Pose came on TV, and so everybody that was interested were no longer interested, because my story was on film now.
Hey, this, like, did you get any money from Pose?
I didn't get anything from Pose.
See, that's the problem, boy. I don't want to bring up what just happened to me, but
No, but
I'm
yeah,
just
I
like,
just feel like that's the problem that happens with culture vultures, like people who take the stories and then the person who the actual story is about doesn't even get any type of residuals or anything from it.
No.
I still believe that you can tell your own story and that something could be produced from it. There are things I'm sure that you didn't all the way tell, and who can tell it better than you?
Right.
and I'm grateful that you're even here to tell even a
Amen.
portion of it with
Oh,
us.
girl, I'm grateful to be here.
It was a moment for us.
And what is it that girls don't live past 35 now?
Yeah, they say 35. Well, we
Y'all are survivors
passed
like
them,
me.
yeah.
So
You're surviving like me.
shouts to Femme Queen Honors. You was
Oh,
just
my
honored.
God, yes.
What did that moment feel like for you? And you all were a part of Femme Queen Honors.
That was incredible for me. One, being a black girl from Newark, New Jersey, I never dreamed that I would be on the stage of the Apollo Theater.
Oh, really? That was your first time?
Oh, on the Apollo Theater?
Yeah.
I've been to the Apollo, but I have never been on stage. That was my first.
performed it.
That was my first time, and I was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe that I'm here." So I didn't want to freak out and start crying. So I just thought that I would do a little walk and do a little pose, and then go thank all the beauties that were standing behind me, and then get to the microphone. I had a short speech because I didn't want to be there all night. And so, and I'm just so honored. Oh
Shout out
my
to
gosh.
Shout out to Genovi and Shamari.
That was
Yes.
that was a moment.
That was a moment in
definitely a
history.
moment, yes.
And it resonated with me because even in your speech, you said, I was that, but I'm also a survivor. I'm a survivor.
Yeah, that's the badge that I wear proudly. I mean, society gave me trailblazer. The thing about trailblazing is that you don't benefit from it.
Well, okay, well, let's talk about your
What
360
in the
moment, though.
world?
Like, so you did trailblaze and you may not have benefited from it, but it did come back around. And I was saying earlier today that you definitely inspired me to go after my dreams. And that's why I reached out to you to come see the play, because I wanted to carry the women on my back who were in Ballroom and didn't get to live out their dreams because we were in such stealth mode or whatever. But you did, like, 2016, you did Miss Clairol again, and things started popping back off for you again,
Right.
and your story was being told, and you were able to get back out there.
Right.
How did you feel about that moment coming back around for you, and you to be able to live out loud authentically who you was, and still be able to, at 70 years old, be modeling again?
Exactly. The bottom line, it was a blessing because the agent called me after doing the FBI trying to get in touch with me because nobody has my number. They always go through Douglas to get to me. So she said that, well, there's a client that wants to meet with you. Can you come for lunch on such and such a date at such and such a time? I said, sure, why not? So we get there, and it was the new ownership of Clairol. I had no idea these people were from Clairol. I was just sitting there waiting for, why am I here? And so they said that, well, we're from Clairol and we want to hire you back. I said, wait, y'all putting me back on the box? That was the first thing. And then the emotions started coming and I wanted to cry. I wanted to scream. I wanted to laugh. I wanted to, I just shook my head and was like, in my head, I was going, thank you, God.
Oh my God.
So when that happened, doors started open. And even at 72, I have an agent. I signed a 3-year contract. It's part-time, but, I think this year might be my last year. But, all models have a shelf life. Let me put it that way. That's how I always looked at it. Like back in the day, the blondes were working, then the redheads. And then going to Paris, it was the Japanese girls. They were hot. And then it was the black girls. Then it circled back around to the white girls. So I think me being black, trans, and an older woman, it had its shelf life, and I've come to accept it.
Well, look, I mean, you are blessed. You're a blessing. I feel like there are just some people who are chosen, and you are definitely one of the chosen. Look at you now.
Thank you.
And 72, and you're sitting like this.
Thank
Evidence.
This bone structure, the skin,
Still not.
all this, like, what? Of
Still
course you're
sitting.
still working.
Still
Thank you. But it's a
Yes.
sacrifice. It's a sacrifice.
I pointed out, they showed you, you still being healed.
Yeah. I'm going to be in them until I
I get
can.
them to sit down, and then I'll be like, pass me my slippers real quick. Like, but
No. I'm going to wear them because I'm trying to still keep my sexy going. And when I can't, and even if I'm in a wheelchair, I'm going to put
Put
some
my
heels
heels on.
on with my legs crossed as I'm being pushed.
I know that's right. Femme queen.
What are these days like now for you? For fun, like fun vibes.
I'm a homebody now. When I was younger, yes, I was out because I'm back in Jersey. Jersey is slow. I was living in New York on Central Park West, and that's I was living a life and going out. And like I said, me and Tanae would always be out in the summer. So yeah, we were doing all of that. But now that I'm back in Jersey, and I lost my mom in 2015. I was her caregiver. I was my grandparents' caregiver. And so I'm alone. And
You're the only child.
no, I have a younger sister.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, it's like whenever like I come in contact with other people who have reached such magnificent levels in their career, like Whitney Houston and other people, we have, like I'm from Newark. She's from East
What?
Yeah, I'm from Newark, New Jersey.
Wow.
Yeah, so when I'm sitting here and I'm like, I would never move back to Newark. What was that like for you moving back to Jersey after living in Central Parkway?
I moved back for two reasons. The first one, my mom was getting up in age and she had health issues back then. And the second reason is because the World Trade buildings went down and I was working in Soho. So we had to close the store down for a while. And even though Madison Avenue was still open, but them women weren't spending their husband's money. They were not spending money. So after a while, it calmed down and then we went back to work.
You know what was so funny? As we was, when we took a little break, you were talking about how, and I noticed that you didn't say that, but I realized that your language has kind of changed throughout, like with interviews and stuff. Like before, you didn't really put trans before your name or identify it. Like there's a lot of girls back in the day, like trans came later on. Like a lot of girls didn't want to say, I'm a trans woman, I'm a, you know, whatever, but like with the language. So you said, you know, you got a lot of hate mail and stuff because people felt like you were trying to deny that part of you or something.
Yeah.
But it was just the language thing for you.
I don't know. Basically, I don't know what it was because one, they didn't know anything about me. They just knew about my career. That's number one. And it was the younger generation that were giving me hate mail when I would be on interviews and said, well, I never identified as trans, which I didn't
Right.
back then.
Trans.
Trans, right. We were too big. I was too busy being this woman that I saw all the women around me.
Yeah.
You know, there was a difference between my mom getting in a car and my grandmother getting in a car. You know, and I saw all of it. My mother's sports minded, and she just get in the car, just get in, and then my grandmother would be,
spirit proper.
yeah, she'd be.
Yeah, that's-
my grandfather opened the door, and her butt go in first, and then her legs would swing around, and she have her Bible right here with her gloves, and like this is how she sat in the car. No seat belts back then, and I noticed all of that when I go to church with her. So that's what I identified with, but I never had that moment to tell that part of my story because they only want to know about the modeling.
Yeah.
You know, they don't want to. No one questioned me, well, what happened before? What happened after? You know, I was on probation, honey, when I was discovered by that photographer.
Probation for what?
Wait. We are finding out so much.
Yes, come on, probation.
Well, what had happened was, okay, I left mommy's home and I moved into New York and I got a room on Western Avenue and 97th Street at the Paris Hotel. Who knew it was an omen? And so it was me, I packed a bag, it was me and my dog. At that time I had a poodle, a black poodle. And so prior to that, I had been coming over to New York to see where the girls hung out. So I got dressed that evening and went down to Gigi Barnum room. And I was hanging out front. And this girl approached me. Her name was Jay Lamont. And she said, well, what are you doing out here? I said, well, I'm just, hanging out for a minute before I go in. And she said, well, could I talk to you for a moment? I said, sure, why not? What you got to say? So she said to me, these were her exact words, are you hustling? I said, yeah, that's why I'm out here tonight. So she said, well, you shouldn't go to jail for $10. You should go to jail for $10,000. So she said, why don't you hang out with me and I'll teach you what I do. So what she does is they get dressed up. Stomping grounds were the Hilton Hotel, the Americana Hotel, and the Taft Hotel. And every blue moon, we would go to the Waldorf. Every blue moon. The guards were strict in there. There was no cameras back then. And so what we would do was just go in because we looked like we, there. And that was the night shift. So that, the day shift is gone. The night shift don't know we checked in during the day. And we go straight to the elevators like, we go into our room and we go all the way up to the top floor and we walk the hallways from one end to another, take the stairs down to the next floor, walk one end to another until either a businessman come out of the room or come off the elevator. And as they pass, we say hello. And one of us would say, would you like some company? And when that happens, then the deal is that whoever catches, because it was Jay who had the gift of gab, she knew how to talk dirty, me and another beauty, her name was Princess Lola. And she looked like spitting image of Diane Carroll.
I love Miss Diane.
So we were the honey. And Jay, who was the gift of gab. But I always said, look, you don't have to be a natural beauty to be real.
You don't.
And she was from the South, but she learned to correct her Southern accent. And so if I go in a room, I make sure that I shut the door, meaning don't shut the door all the way because it would lock. And so then I would make sure that, he put the money on the dresser. Don't hand me nothing because the money was already spoken about in the hallway. Just put it on the dresser just in case you're a police officer. And so I would start undressing him, and then he's naked. And I said, oh, sweetie, you've been at the office all day. Let me wash you up. Come here. It's part of the experience. So I go in the bathroom, shut the door, and as I'm washing him up, I'm really... And so Jay and Princess is rummaging the room, getting the wallets and the credit cards and whatever else they could find. And then as they're leaving, they would go on the bathroom door. And by that time, he done came. I said, oh, I'm so sorry, sweetie, and I would leave. And we would go, and she's already lined up. She already lined up clothing stores, shoe stores, bag stores, jewelry stores on Lexington Avenue at night before they can call and say that the card is stolen. And if it is stolen, they already know. Yeah. And they just say, and the guy would be on the phone and he would just shake his head no. Or the woman would shake her head no, depending on what store we were in. So this is all the stuff that she had lined up. And we would make a lot of money. And then one day, we drove down, we parked the car at the Ziegfeld Theater parking lot, walked past the courtyard of the Hilton Hotel, and I'm like, where are we going? Because this is the first stop after we parked the car. So we walk past there, we get to Broad Street, Broad, and then we walk past the Americana, and by that time, turning the corner, there was a whole lot of commotion going on in front of the tap. Must have been a fire because there was the fire trucks out there, police cars were out there, and we see a whole bunch of people coming from the side of the street, from the side entrance, coming to the front, and then people in the front. So Jay is like focused and beeline. So we go in from the side, and somehow she spots, I'm still like, duh, what's going on? So she spots a Japanese guy, businessman, go on the elevator, and she's pulling me and Lola. I mean, literally grabbed us by our arms and pulling me to get on the elevator before the elevator shut. So we get on, we get off of his floor, we lollygag in the back, like and then we turn down the hall, and we slowly walking, and then when he put his key in the door, I don't know what came over Jay that night, but she bum rushes him, punches him, and he's down on the ground.
This is
She is beating him, and he's down on the ground, and she's, got him pinned down. I'm the lookout. She's like, Tracy, look and make sure nobody's coming. And then she's telling Lola, get the room, get the room, get the room. And so he had a briefcase, and there was this big bag of white powder in there. We didn't know what it was, but she took it anyway. And so, and then she got the cards and she did this. And now my mind, when leaving and the door shut, my mind said, don't take the elevator, Tracy, go down the stairs. I didn't do it. Everybody was going to the elevator. I got on the elevator. Get off the elevator, my mind tells me, Tracy, go to the left and out the side. I didn't do it.
This is your first mind.
I followed Lola out the front door. And as we were going toward the front door, the concierge yelled, stop those two hookers.
Oh my God.
And so Lola hoofed and I hoofed, but at that time I had on some Gucci espadrilles, a Gucci hat and a Gucci bag with a peasant blouse and some pleated pants. You know, you got to look the part. So I'm running behind Lola, and then we get to 7th Avenue, and I'm still running, and all of a sudden I get across the street, and then I get tackled.
Oh no.
A detective tackles me, and they cart me off to jail. And so the policeman is asking me my name. I said, for what? He said, well, you're going to be arrested. For what? You know, he said for assault and robbery, you know, because they did steal money. Mm-hmm. So I had a grand larceny charge. Jay paid the bail. I went back and forth to court for the longest. I don't know why, but this one particular day, I got kind of nice, you know, I had a fitted black dress on, makeup, and my hair was done. And my mom was with me, because I brought her with me, because I thought this was going to be the last time. So, still being young and dumb, my lawyer tells me, which was Jay's lawyer, tells me, well, the guy is coming back into town, and he's going to recognize you. And I wasn't thinking fast because I had on a hat sitting in the back of the police car. So, and when we brought the man to the car, I did this. Here's the window, and I did that. He couldn't see who I was. Mm-hmm. He would never recognize me. He told me, well, plead guilty. It's your first offense, and you'll do probation. Mm-hmm. The judge asked me, what do you plead? I said, I plead guilty, Your Honor. So he instantly went into, you're going to be doing 90 days on records. I said, wait, hold up. I'm like, Your Honor, I'm not going to be safe there. He said, well, what are you talking about? I said, Your Honor, I wasn't born female. So then he called the court guard over to him. They had a conversation. I don't know what the conversation was, but I guess I didn't know that there was a gay tier at Rikers. What I didn't know is when you leave, you're locked up with all of these guys. A real chain line.
Yes. Oh my God, I went through that. Oh.
A chain line, and I'm the last one on line, and the guards are standing next to me, and they get on the bus. You know, they get on the bus, and we go to, and I'm the first one off. So I come in, and then the trustees are sitting at the thing with a box, and you're supposed to strip.
Yes.
I said, huh? You're supposed to strip. So I stripped.
Ugh, that happened.
And put everything in the box, and everybody was like this.
Yeah, they be in it.
I mean, you know, they didn't even know. They didn't even know to put the clothes in the box, because I was just taking off stuff and folded it and put it in front of him, and he was supposed to be putting stuff in the box. And everybody was like that, and even the guards that were standing by the shower, he was like, white guy, cute. So I'm going, and I'm protecting myself. You know, I'm not covering the breasts, I'm covering downstairs.
Till they tell you to bend, till they tell you to squat.
They call me.
Yeah, they do that.
That is the worst. That was the most traumatizing.
That was embarrassing.
That was so. But they do be extra. I remember the guy behind me had a hard on, and they was clowning him because they was like, because he was paying it like, oh, and I was like, he's like, you gonna leave him? We got the same last name, and he's paying them, and they like, yo, look at him, he hard. Like, that is the worst. That is the worst experience.
Okay.
So then they say, well, get in the shower. I said, I took a shower this morning. I don't need to take another shower. We'll just stick your foot in. So I did, and then they give you the jumpsuit, and then they give you the underwear to put on. And
So you went to Rikers? This was on Rikers?
This was Rikers. I went to Rikers. And then they take you, the people that you came in with are the people that you're going to be locked up with because there's processing.
Right.
I didn't know. So in processing, there are crazies, there are murderers, there are whoever you are, whoever you came on that bus with is who you locked up with. And there were people walking back and forth talking to themselves, and I stayed in the cell because I didn't know what was going on. And so after a while, then they take you to the cafeteria. And I thought this was a protocol. I was first. They had a guard to the left and a guard to the right and took me into the cafeteria. And as soon as I passed the table with all the men's, they were like stomping on the desk like that. And the guys behind it were piling my plate.
They do.
And then they take you and then I was escorted to the other side where there are hardly no people sitting. And then I was like 3 tables away, empty tables. And then the people that I came with is the people that I sat with. Mm-hmm. That went on for a week. Then I was told that I was going upstairs to the gate tier. That's when I learned there was a gate tier. So that was that evening. Go online. I'm walking through. And then the next thing I know, they telling me, well, we just got word that your bed isn't ready. So then I'm going to another processing area where the prisoners from upstate are coming to go to court or going back to upstate. So these were hard. These were hard criminals.
C-74, okay.
And so when they took me to the cell, I was in there by myself, and there was a metal door. And so I said, could you please just keep this door closed, at all times until it's time for me to go? Well, in the morning, they didn't pass that on to the day shift. The door opens. So I got men going back and forth, walking back and forth, looking in my cell. So I had, at some point, went into the commissary area where there was a TV. Because everybody was yelling at the TV and doing whatever, so I was being nosy. Me being nosy got me because they stuck the connection that goes into when the door slams, the female, the male, and so they stuffed that with tissue. So my door never locked. I didn't know. I'm asleep. I get yanked out of bed. I got by 2 of them.
Oh my.
And I'm so sorry that happened to you. And this is why right now, with the current climate and them are putting these laws to criminalize who we are, these are the clear dangers of what we're facing.
Exactly.
If we allow this administration to continue down this road.
Well, we have to get out there and vote, and that's the only thing that's going to change something, and that's the only thing that can stop something if we take over the House and the Senate. His hands will be tied.
Do you hear that? Get out there and vote.
We have to. That's why I do my protesting. I vote. I'm registered as a voter, and I will vote.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you told us so much today. This is such a joy.
Didn't know it's a bad girl,
Okay.
on
We got similar stories. Oh my God.
So,
Oh my gosh. You done told us a lot. What's in the gold bowl? So we're gonna go to the gold bowl. That's when we get a little risque, but Tracy been giving it to us. So we'll be right back with the gold bowl.
The gold bowl, this bitch digging in the gold bowl. The gold bowl, the gold bowl, this bitch digging in the good bowl.
And we're back with the legendary Gold Bowl. Did y'all like the new song?
Yeah, would you read it for me? I don't have my glasses,
Yes.
and everything is a blur.
What's one item that you kept throughout the years that you cherish?
Wow. I kept my mother's Bible. And I read it every morning. Want me to pass it?
No.
No. You can.
You're gonna get
Another one?
You get
That
three.
gold bowl
You
is
get
for
three.
you.
Oh my God!
That gold bowl is for you.
Did you let the House of Africa die after the Aurora father Eddie passed away?
I didn't let it die. It died on its own. The members, Eddie was the glue that held us together. I was mother, and I did what the mother things. I dressed the kids in whatever category they wanted to do. But Eddie was the glue. And when he passed away, they didn't have the energy to continue. But I continued and carried the name
Amen.
because I earned it.
That's right.
Friday.
Okay, my last question.
If you could give advice to any house in Ballroom, which would you give advice to, and what would the advice be? The houses that you know.
I would say to the girls, if there's something that you want to accomplish in life after the ballroom is over, because you have to think about that, walk through that door, because that's what I did. Every door that opened for me, I walked through it. You're walking in there with no expectations, but you may come out with a contract.
Amen.
Okay.
So there's a bonus question coming from the Peanut Gallery. My godmother's name for the Peanut Gallery.
I done
She's
moved
always
ready
say
to
that.
It's
So
in there.
were
I
there
click
any
again.
were there any celebrities that tried to pursue you throughout your,
No comment.
Okay, she's old
There's
school.
your
You don't
answer.
feel it?
Never tell a soul. The contract was signed.
So right.
I don't want to die.
You don't spill it. The old school girls don't spill it. That's a new school girl thing. Not that, it's up
We
to
don't
y'all.
do
Do what
that.
you want, but we don't do that.
Secrets.
I think this has been amazing. This has been beyond my expectations, like the way that you were so vulnerable with us and just laid it out on the line. This was so amazing. Like, I still fangirl sitting here being able to interview you and for you to give it to us this way. This was a great opening. This was another banger. And thank y'all for supporting us. Do y'all have anything to say before I close this?
No, but before we go, we have this saying like, give the girls their flowers, and it pales in comparison to what like we would love to give you, for just blazing the way for us and being the person that you are. So we want to give you your flowers.
Yes.
Thank
Literally.
you.
Yes, thank you so much.
Oh my God, thank you. Thank you for having me. This was great. You guys made me feel so comfortable.
Yes.
And I wanted to be open with you. I didn't want to come over here and clam up. I wanted to be, I wanted to be who I am. I wanted to have
We
some
don't do
fun.
that in North Newark.
It's different types of Newark girls. Different types. Different types.
We walking. She can walk out into the park. I walked out into another project.
Well, we love it. Should you, yeah, we love it. We thank you. Thank you so much. This has been another banger. We love y'all. Keep supporting us. We love y'all for loving us. And this has been another one with Femme Queen Crazy.
Sexy.
Cool.
Deuces.